Welcome to Meet the Candidate 2021, and my guest for this session is Laura Padden, who is running for Spokane Valley City Council. Well, welcome, Laura.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And I always have enjoy getting to get acquainted with people and find out where did you grow up and go to school.
Well, I grew up here in Spokane. My parents moved out to the Valley when I was 2 years old, so I consider the Valley my lifelong home. I went to Holy Names Academy and graduated from there, and then went to WSU, got a degree in police science and administration. Came back to Spokane. It was kind of an economic downturn during those times after I graduated. So there were no jobs, and Jacqueline Seed Company, which is a longtime company in Dishman, Washington, out in the Valley, before they moved to Post Falls, offered me a job. I had worked for them in the summer. And so it was a full-time data processing manager position, which I took, and it was a wonderful place to work. It was so much fun. So then I decided after I got married, to stay home and focus on family, and so help have and raise our 5 sons. And went back to school when they were all in school and got another degree in computer science from Eastern.
Your interest was piqued by your job at the seed company.
It was. Well, my boss always had said at Jacqueline's that, oh, you should get a degree in computer science, and I always poo-pooed them because there's a lot of math, a lot of, physics as well. And anyway, but once I started working in that field, and I'm going like, oh, this isn't so bad. I can do this. So, yeah, so that was, it was part-time, took me a long time, close to 10 years to get the degree. Mm-hmm. And then had a number of different jobs and kind of settled in the last 15 years at the Community College of Spokane.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what's been an interesting insight from that work at Spokane Community College?
Oh, well, it's always quite interesting. I don't work directly with the students, but everything I do impacts them in some way, or almost everything. It also impacts the employees because I do a lot of programming there. But I think the most fun part was when we redid our entire web presence for the public-facing web, and went through the user design, and there was focus groups of students and various users, and that was all very interesting. And so, the design came up, and it was, we think we like it. The thing is too is you put in the text and you think everybody understands it and it's clear to you, and you get in this focus group and they're going like, what are you trying to say? So.
Yeah, it's a good place to get some feedback on your communication.
It is, and perspective makes a huge difference.
Well, one of the things that drives people's perspective of the world can be travel and things that they've learned from other places that they bring back. What have you learned in some travel that you bring back to the Spokane Valley?
Well, we've done quite a bit of traveling in recent years. Not so much, of course, when the kids were little. And actually, when they grew up and started making their own way, they did way more traveling than I ever did, as a kid. But in recent years, our kids have been kind of far-flung, and we've gone to China, because we have a son there with a beautiful wife and 2 granddaughters. And we actually got there a couple months before the virus, got bad there. So it was good timing. But oh my goodness, it's a huge, huge country, beautiful in the areas we saw, but a very large population as well. And so they're stacked up, really high in these apartment buildings, and the streets are always busy with people everywhere. And I'm sitting there going like, oh, I'm kind of glad I live in the valley where it's not so dense and we have some space and some green. And in fact, our son and his wife just moved to a different apartment because there's a little park close by where they can have the kids play, which they did not have before. So, and we also went to Germany, had a son in Germany. I should say that too for a while. Well, the same one in Germany, and now we have a different one in Germany. So we went to Leipzig, which is the more of the Russian influence there, and that was fascinating. It was a interesting place to go, and so we spent some time, going around in Europe, and yeah, it's again perspective.
Yeah, it does change your perspective. Well, that sounds like really a very interesting and full life, and lots of grandchildren to visit. So, what made you decide to step up to run for elected office?
Well, I was watching the news, every night, and I'm going like, there's all this violence has moved out into the valley, and gangs have moved out in the valley, and housing's an issue, and homelessness is an issue. You know, those are a lot of things we didn't really worry about when I was growing up. And I'm going, I would like to try to do something to help and to keep the valley a really nice place to live and to grow and to raise your family.
Okay. Well, that's a good lead into the last question, which is to answer directly. Why should people vote for Laura Padden for Spokane Valley City Council?
Well, I think they should vote for me because I think I have shared values with a lot of people. And the shared values are, family, safety, public safety, again, doing something about the homeless and trying to get them out of it, to deal with the root causes. I grew up here and I love the place and I only want the best for it. And so I think that's a good place to start for people.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today, Laura, and I wish you good luck with your campaign.
Well, thank you. It was my pleasure.
What does it mean to be awake? It means to truly understand the issues facing us and actively participate as a citizen in this country. One way you can do that is by voting your values based on the Word of God. We believe We Vote has done the research and provides you the information you need to make an informed decision on which candidates will champion our values and work for us. Now is the time to rise up, get involved, and vote. WeBelieveWeVote.com.
Hello, Spokane. This is Governor Mike Huckabee. I'm going to be speaking at We Believe, We Vote's October 2nd fundraiser. It's more important than ever for Christians to come together and to vote. I'm looking forward to seeing you on October the 2nd of this year. For tickets to the event, go to WeBelieveWeVote.com.